Hello everyone and welcome to a video walkthrough from Claudia at We're Just Two Sisters. Today I'm going to take you on a walkthrough of a new journal that is entitled The Birdwatcher. It is a really pretty journal. It actually is fairly large, measuring 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it has a large spine of right at 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches means quite a bit of things will fit inside this journal. And as you can see, it's pretty chubby and holds a lot of different things, all pertaining to the art or the science or the hobby of bird watching. So this is made from a hardcover book. It also is embellished on the front with this beautiful vintage doily that wraps all the way around from the front to the back. It has these lovely embossed pages that came out of a National Audubon magazine, and it is held together with a sewn-on ribbon, which is not removable, that is secured by buttons both on the front and on the back that are sewn onto the journal itself. So it's very sturdy, very strong, meant to be handled, meant to be used, and meant certainly to write in. So this could be called a field guide, or it could be called a junk journal or a writing journal. There's a lot of different names for this type of a handcrafted book, but you can make it into your very own masterpiece. So let's take a look inside. I'll show you a little bit more of this tassel as we get inside. It's actually a bookmark, and you'll be able to see that a little bit better as we go inside. So let's untie the ribbon and check it out. So the very first page is actually another. You'll find a lot of pages that came right out of the National Audubon Society's book. This first belly band has this really wonderful little tablet folio. It has this pretty ribbon here on the side, the lovely lady with the feather in her cap and her binoculars. And when you open it up, there's a little slit pocket that contains a lot of tickets, stamps, flowers, and so forth. And then on this side, there's a writing tablet that has quite a bit of paper. On the back, there's a pocket. In the pocket, I've included a lovely little card that seems to be stuck. I can get it, though, I'm sure. There we go. That has this little girl here and the birds. Everything in this has a bird theme. This card can be used for journaling on the back. And it was stuck because I probably put it in there before I actually allowed the glue to completely dry. So that one just slips right down into that belly band. As I said, there is an abundance of pages, blank pages, in this journal to write on and record your adventures of birding and bird watching, and just maybe even your love of gardening and the birds that you share that garden with. So this is the bookmark. The bookmark has this beautiful teal ribbon. It's made from an abundance of different scraps of yarn and ribbon and lace, all kinds of different things that I just thought were very pretty and very appropriate for this journal. It can be placed on any page that you like, and it will just hang over the top of the journal and add that elegant texture to the front. Here's a really nice little pocket. This pocket is an old postcard of a really pretty illustration of two birds. In this pocket, we have three things: the Audubon magazine, this lovely little card that says best wishes, And then this little card that could be also be a bookmark that says Birdwatcher, birds of a feather. And on the back is plenty of space for journaling. Same with this one. And this one is actually finished on the back. You could add another picture or, pretty much anything that you would like to. Turning the page. This is one of my favorite pages. I love this page. So this has this little clip-on blackboard. I have put on the blackboard, today I will watch birds. When you pull, there's also a beautiful feather. And you can pull out this piece. It says, that's what I do. I watch birds and I know things. Has this lovely little circle there. And then when you open this up, it has a pocket with a really cool card. And as always, all of these cards, tags and so forth can be moved around. They can be removed completely. You can put them in a different journal. But there's a lot of little folios like this. And this is a great page. It's got Peterson's first guides, birds, some really cool binoculars, an old photograph of people that are bird watching. This folio goes right down into this band. And the little clip, which is a little clothespin, can just go right on the edge here, holding that in place. And then your beautiful feather can just go right down in here and also enhance that page. Certainly one of my favorites. Some sheet music. You'll find some graph paper, some art paper, even some construction paper. They're all in kind of earthy tones. Here's a really pretty green. You pull this guy out to the side and open it up, and it creates a little folio. The folio on this side is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Audubon birds. Inside there's quite a few little cards, a bird skeleton drawing there on the top, duckwing, golden pheasant, guinea fowl, swan. And then on this side, it's the red-shouldered hawk and a pheasant. But this is a fun little folio. It's actually at the top embellished with some of my coffee-dyed linen. Lots of pages from some vintage bird books. And I've left these so that you can actually read the little stories about them. Some small pages. Again, there's a lot of my own coffee dyed paper in this. This one actually has, if you can see, 1, 2, 3 signatures. Each signature holds about, I would say 30 pages. So there's a total of about 90 pages. Here's the center of the first signature. This is a really cool page. It has bird watching area in the little side pocket with the nest. There is a small little tablet, our road trip, where we went, distance from home, a little place to take some notes, a great little tuck-in for your purse that you could fill out on a little journey of bird watching and then come back and put it in your bird watching journal or diary. Here's a little reel that has quite a few little birds in it. This is another slit pocket that has several cool little cards and tags, again, all bird related. Cute little bird button here. And as you can see, this one has lots of lace on the edges. The lace is sewn onto the pages. These journals are definitely meant to be handled. They're meant to be used and loved and squeezed and hugged. So you don't need to be afraid of it falling apart or coming loose. Every once in a while, something might happen where you have to maybe tack down a corner or something. But for the most part, they're definitely meant to be handled. This is a cool pocket with the flying geese. When birds migrate, they often fly in large flocks for safety. In this little pocket, we have a couple of fun little cards and this really beautiful piece of stationery from His Excellency, the Right Honorable Charles Robert Baron Carrington. I just liked the really cool illustration there. And on the back of this is some really great journaling space. More from the vintage book. Awesome craft paper. Here's a little pocket that has 1, 2, 3, 4 little things in 1, 2, 3, 4 little pockets. And these can easily slip down into each of those little pockets. As you can see, a little library card insert, tag, some really cool owls. There's some old vintage sheet music in here. This is a pocket that's made out of a piece of cloth. It currently has this one little tag or little card in it. You could add whatever you would like. There's a second little card in here. That's the Field Guide to Western Birds. Vintage writing paper, graph paper, stationery. This is a lovely center page, and I'll go over this in just a moment. This has a scalloped pocket with some little, looks like quail in the pocket. You'll find a couple of very cool cards with writing space on the back, and yet another tablet. This tablet is a top tablet that has some cool ledger paper in it. Certainly another awesome place to record some adventures with birds, or even just the birds in your yard. I personally love feeding the birds. I'm especially fond of the blue jays where I live, and if I don't get out there and get them their peanuts, they will definitely let me know. And I've named them, and there's several of them that I've come to be pretty close to. They're not afraid of me anymore. Every once in a while I get one. I call him Kramer because he comes sliding in. I don't know if you are familiar with that character, but he'll come sliding through, and he has a kind of a wild hairdo, and he has actually taken the peanut out of my hand. So that's super cool. This little fun folio opens up, has, again, a lot of different pages that you can write on. And a pocket that right now I've just kind of stuck some feathers down into. This has a tie that just kind of goes around and then tucks through here. And then that can just go down into that pretty cloth covered corner pocket. Here's an owl pocket. In the owl pocket, there's like a little billfold. In the billfold, there's a tablet that comes out and slides right down into this little cloth ridge there. And it's sewn all the way around the edges. And that easily slides just into the little owl pocket. That's embellished with some pretty fabric ivy there with leaves. Again, lots of different sizes and types of paper that you can use to write on. It's a cool piece here with the fragments of cloth and things embedded into the paper itself. And lots of lace, lots of writing space. Here's a side pocket with a beautiful peacock. Another little tiny pocket here with several little cards that came from a calendar. A bluebird and a green bird. And this has an Audubon Society certificate there. When I get to the center of the next, or the beginning of the next signature, I'll show you the writing board that I had taken out previously. There's a lot of pages here you can also decorate if you wanted to. Pages that you don't want to write on, you can put your own pockets or your own little embellishments and decorations. So this is the end of the second signature. And the writing board can go in between any of the signatures. And if you just place it here on the spine, and then you're able to close it just fine, as you can see. And when you take the writing board out, it's meant to be a way for you to be able to write on a surface that has kind of a bumpy background. So let's just say you wanted to write on this page. You would simply take your writing board, finished on both sides, place it behind the page that you want to write on, and then using your pen, you have a very nice, solid, flat surface in which to write. When you're finished writing, you can simply take your writing board, attach your little clip, which is for your pen. Has some really cool little dangles that dangle off the side. Your pen just easily goes into this little clip here. The pen also has some danglies off the top. I actually put that upside down, otherwise it won't dangle off the top. But if you put that towards the top of your writing board, then when you put it in between your signatures is the best place for it to fit, because as you can see, there's a little gap right here. So your writing board just goes in here, your pen stays put and easily found, and then when you close it all up, it actually again creates some fun dimension on the side and on the top with the strings that hang down. So let's move forward. So this page here, which is the beginning of the third signature, has what's a circle pocket that's folded. It has quite a few fun little things. Here's a tiny little journal in itself with a side pocket here, and then a lot of writing pages. Has a beautiful black feather. Has a little card here with the bluebirds. These just go into the top. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets, so it holds quite a few things. I like to just stick the feather down in here so it kind of sticks out. And then this is another really cool old vintage photograph of people engaged in their bird watching hobby. Tons more pages. This is about bird houses, different types of bird houses, all from that vintage book. This is what's called a flip folio. The flip folio has a lot of different elements to it. On the front, there's some beautiful lace and the picture of this lady with her binoculars. When you first open it up, there's a pocket here that contains a card. It can have, basically hold anything that you would like it to. This side has a side pocket, a little card that says "Talk Birdie to Me," and a bird magazine card. Again, lots of room to add more things. And when you flip it this way, it has this beautiful illustration. And if you flip it once this way, then it also has a place where it has double pockets, a corner pocket and a top pocket that hold some fun, really cool things. I won't give them all away because it's so much fun to explore them and read them. So this has a tablet here. This closes. This also is a tablet here with lots of pages to write on. This closes this way. This closes this way. Turn the page. There's a lovely pocket where I've added these birds here that create kind of a three-dimensional effect. In this pocket, there's a lovely pink feather and a little envelope. The envelope has this cool little card in it with the geese. And that can just go down in this pocket. Little collage here with the birds and string. And I love to pick up all my loose ends of string and yarn and put them in a basket out in the backyard, even along with some of the hair that I take out of my dog's hairbrush. And the birds love to come and take it and use it for their nests. And it's really cool if you use bright colored yarn, because when you can look up in the trees and see the bird nests that are made with your yarn, you can see the beautiful colors of the yarn. This is a little postcard with parrots, pocket with a feather, a couple of cute little cards. I just love this one. And this one's a really pretty vintage illustration. Again, most of them have journaling space on the backs. This next page is really fun. So this is a little swivel wheel. The wheel talks about different kinds of birds, meat eaters, seed eaters, fruit eaters, insect eaters, fish eaters, all different kinds of birds and what kinds of things they like to eat. This is the center of the final signature. It has this beautiful owl pocket. The owl pocket has this tag with the little tassel on the top. Then it also has this little window where you can see the birds behind it. On this side, there's a side pocket with a hummingbird with quite a few little cards with illustrations on them. I just love this one with the water faucet, the bird drinking out of the water faucet. This is a really cute page. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little belly bands, and in those belly bands I've attached these little tiny cards that have the different birds on them. And they just, fit just so into the little belly band, and each one has its own individual little band. This is a band that holds this beautiful card. This is a postcard on the back. More sheet music, plain paper, a pocket here that has a bird and a feather and a little bird button, robin redbreast of Europe. Rubber ball house. So many different ways that you can make a little habitat for the birds in your yard. You gotta have like the elements to invite them in: water, food, and shelter. So this is the back cover of the book. On this side, there's a little envelope. Inside the envelope, there's a page out of a book that talks about quite a few different types of little birds. And on this side, it talks about a few other types of birds. And this goes right down into this envelope. And that can close up. Put that down just a little bit. And I've added a little ribbon and a wax seal to that envelope. And then the very last piece is a field guide to the birds. And this has a little drawstring that you just untie. It's actually attached to the little book with this Audubon sticker here. But once you have untied it, then you can just open it up, and there's a birdwatching journal this book belongs to, and then a little notepad here that has quite a bit of paper in it. And in order to secure this back, you simply wrap the little string around, give it a nice little tie with a bow, and then just slip it right back down into the belly band. Give it a little tie like that and slip it down into the belly band as so. And then the back of the journal is very similar to the front. It has a page out of that Audubon coffee table book, and the button, as you can see, is sewn on. It's sewn all the way through the book, so it's not going anywhere. It's glued on and sewn on, so it's nice and secure. I will put the writing tablet back inside the book and go ahead and close it up. Get the bookmark in there as well. And once you've closed it up, it's again fairly simple to pull the ribbon around. Give it a nice little bow, and there's still quite a bit of room for growth in this one. I'll purposefully leave the ribbons long so that you can continue to add more wonderful things to your journal. So that is the journal that is called a Birdwatcher's Journal. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough, and if you'd like to buy this journal, it will be available while it lasts in the Etsy store, and that's www.we'rejusttwosisters.etsy.com. That's We're Just Two Sisters with the number 2.etsy.com. Hope you have a super wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Come back often because there's always something new with Just Two Sisters. Thank you again.